Hi, SERGEI DRATCHEV here, Concord, Ontario. Just, when you think that things are gonna go easy, they don't. And I got loaded with this CAT 980M on Wednesday, July the 1st, which is Canada's Day. So when everybody was drinking beer, Uncle SERGEI was working hard. Not that I drink beer now. Some people might know that I decided to give it another try and take a 1-year vacation from drinking. What they call it? Fire water. So no fire water for 1 year. So I came to Cambridge, my home base, Thursday. Yesterday, right? Today's Friday, and I wanted to be here at I wanted to deliver yesterday, but I was in Cambridge around 4 p.m. Rush hour traffic. If I drove to Concord, or basically suburb of Toronto, it would take me like 3 hours probably. Too much traffic. So I called them, left a message saying that I'll deliver first thing in the morning. And then I wake up in the morning thinking, wait a second, so why do you have to be there in the morning? Like, my new load is not, doesn't have to be picked up until Monday. So, I said, forget it. I'll be there 11 o'clock. Just beat the rush hour. So I left Cambridge around 9 o'clock. Beautiful, Not that much traffic. There was like maybe a couple of slowdowns in the regular spots, but not like, stop and go. Which would have been the case if I left, let's say, at 6 or even 5:30. I tried this. You have to wake up at like 4 o'clock to beat the traffic. So anyway, I'm driving, enjoying the weather, very nice weather. The truck works great. I just figured, sometimes depending on my mood, I choose the speed. I don't like rushing, so I try to stay, in a fuel efficient mode on the truck. And on my truck it's between 1350 and 1450 RPM. Now the way my truck is spec'd, if I set the cruise for 1450 RPM, I'll be at 100 kilometers an hour, or 62 miles per hour, right? And the truck is governed at 65 or 105k an hour. There's nothing I could do about that because it's a law in Ontario, and because I bought it from the Ontario dealer, they set it up like that at the factory. I'm allowed to turn it off when I cross into US because it's not a requirement in the US, but that's just extra hassle. So most people just either directly disobey this rule and keep it open, or in my case, I don't bother. It's locked at 65. I don't drive that fast anyway. So anyway, I'm just saying that I choose the speed based on my mood, and I'm whistling. I'm looking forward to the weekend. So I'm driving like 95k an hour, 59 miles per hour. And I arrive here and I'm thinking, okay, so they need a crane, so they need to set up everything. And I left a message yesterday around 2 o'clock. I called this dealer and I said, here's my cell number. I'm bringing a machine from US with no wheels, no tires. I just want to make sure you guys have the equipment. Please call me. Of course nobody did. And so I'm here at like 10:45. Just like, when I was leaving, I sent an email to dispatch. Leaving Cambridge, ETA to CAT is, and I look at my GPS and I wrote 10:45. And like 10:45, I'm here at the gate. And I parked the truck to one side. Normally you turn around and you back and then you disconnect like this. Everybody knows the spots, right? But this time it's different. This time they cannot drive the machine off because it has no wheels. And so I park to one side and go inside the office here where these CAT guys are, to ask them, like, where do they want me to stage the truck, so to speak. And the guy says, well, we have no way of unloading you. I said, you're kidding. He says, no, we have no crane. We have one big forklift. It broke down. It's now been repaired. It's been it's been, you know, in the shop, I don't know how long, so they don't have the big forklift that can lift this. But the main thing is they have no tires, and they said, are the tires coming? I said, I don't think so. Like, they would have told me, right? No, they took the tires off over there in Illinois. They were, and they didn't look new. I think they were just like the dealers, the shipper's tires. They just used them to drive the machine on, and they took them off. So I said, no, I don't think the wheels are coming. So, oh, we have no wheels, we have no tires. So let me call, I'll call the manager, but I don't know. Basically, he's saying it's not gonna happen. And this is Friday, right? When I was hoping for an easy unload. So what do you do? You do two things. You mark down the time on your bill of lading. Arrived, I put 11:11, 11:45, 11:45, and then I called my dispatch and I told them what's happening. And they said everybody knew, like they informed all parties involved that the machine was coming with no wheels. Anyway, they said, let us call the broker. And actually, that's what happens when there's more than you know, links in the chain between the shipper and the receiver. So quite often the receiver is not expecting you, you know, when you show up. So I loaded Wednesday, right? Today's Friday. They had no idea I was coming. And it's not just this dealer, it's like whenever there's links of this extra chain between the shipper and receiver, that's when this happens. Now the shipper is not Caterpillar, right? So there's at least two brokers. And that's what one guy was asking me, like, are you were joking about freight brokers? What, truckers don't like freight brokers? No, we love them. Just that there's often, you know, miscommunication because there's so many parties involved. It's like a broken telephone, you know, like that kids game. And so then they said, okay, maybe you should just drop the trailer here. I told them I'm from Cambridge, which is more than an hour away. Like, it's 80 kilometers, but it takes more than an hour to get there. So I guess bobtail to Cambridge, come back Monday. Which would have been okay because my new load is east of here. So, you know, I was thinking, okay, I'll come back Monday. I pick up the trailer. Maybe they'll unload it on Saturday, like what the guy said. You know, take all my chains off, basically get it ready, and then I pick up the trailer Monday and drive to my new load pickup place, pick it up, and be on my merry way. And I disconnect from the, you know, just from the trailer with the gooseneck and everything. Gooseneck stays on the trailer. And the gooseneck drops for some reason. I thought I lifted above the fifth wheel. I could see the, you know, the air between the fifth wheel and the gooseneck. And I start driving off from under it, and I look in the mirror, and the gooseneck goes like, and if you remember, the first time I unhooked, when I had the orange trailer, it dropped like this, and it broke the glad hands. And I'm thinking, uh-oh. And it just fell way below the frame. Like, how is that possible? I thought I lifted, you know. Honestly, I did the effort. I looked, okay, it's high enough. I can just drive under. The gooseneck is supposed to stay, right? And I'm like, I lifted like this. I'm just driving from under it. And I went back. The left glad hand is okay. The right glad hand is okay. And there's some hoses in the middle. I think those are for hydraulic liquid. I looked under. Perfect. No scratches, no damage. And now I just remember that incident happened when I had my old International truck. So the truck was yellow, and the trailer was orange. And clearly something didn't work with these bright colors. You know, now I have black Mack, gray trailer. No, but I'm joking. I'm thinking that the frame end on the Mack is different. It's a better design than on that International. So even when the gooseneck dropped, it didn't damage anything. So, but anyway, so I disconnected. All of a sudden, there's some guy from the office there behind me. Hey, come on inside for a minute, sir. Okay, I go inside. There's finally some boss, some manager shows up, and he says, we have the crane coming tomorrow on Saturday. And basically it doesn't make sense for me to drive to Cambridge. You know, I might as well stay hooked to the trailer, because then this crane is going to be a big crane. They can lift it, right? And I drive from under it, and they put some special blocks under, because the blocks I have on my deck, they're too low. They won't be able to put the tires on. They don't have the wheels and tires yet anyway, but it would be easy if I can just drive from under it, right? Instead of for the crane to swing with this machine. I said it's only 52,000 pounds. It's not that heavy. But it's gonna cost a lot of money. He told me the number. I'm not gonna say here, but it's a lot of money to get the crane on such a short notice for Saturday. You know, you guys can imagine. So someone's mistake would cost someone. I'm pretty sure it's not us, not the carrier, because it's not our fault, but someone would pay for it. All I can say is that the crane, to get the crane here, it costs more than to bring this machine from Illinois to Ontario. Like, my work is much cheaper. My labor, my truck, my trailer, it's much cheaper than the crane. And if you remember in a couple of previous videos, I was saying that I think that's the best, you know, business. Like, get some kind of crane and start a crane rental service. Those guys are just killing it, you know. But anyway, so what I do? Some, you know, real stupid situation, because it's 80 kilometers that way, 80 kilometers back. That's 160. That's 100 miles. Even bobtail, okay, 9 miles per gallon. I don't know, maybe 10. You know, it's still 10 gallons times 5. Canadian fuel, 50 bucks. Might as well go to the hotel, you know. So I rehooked back to the trailer, and I told the manager, I said, okay, I'll be here at 7 o'clock. I'll go to the hotel. I could have stayed there, but you know, it's inside the dealer. There's always traffic there. And I was actually concerned about leaving the trailer by itself, because somebody might hit it. You know, this way the truck is connected, so it's much more visible, you know. Like, if people are going around it, it would be more difficult, in my opinion, to hit it, the entire rig, than it's with the trailer, because it's smaller, you know. People try to, because there's always traffic there. There's people loading, unloading. That's where I dropped the trailer, in the loading zone. I asked them, and they said, yeah, drop it here. And then I rehooked, so that's where the truck sits now. And there's a couple of hotels right next to the dealer, so they're pretty expensive, but you know, very nice. Finally, I got air conditioning, that basically climate control, not the one that always either too cold or too hot, but you set up the temperature on the wall, and then when the temperature rises up or drops, the thing just starts by itself. You know, beautiful, like it's supposed to be in 21st century. And I got the swimming pool, which of course I'm not gonna use. There's a restaurant downstairs, and I can drink. And there's a breakfast, and of course the breakfast is not free. 14 bucks, she said, but it's like full, you know, real, like, you know, buffet. So everything, like hot breakfast, really nice. Yeah, I think I stayed here before. They were doing something on my truck. I think they were doing, yeah, I brought my International here because this is a very big cat dealer, and they have a great shop for trucks here, and they're one of the few that has a dyno, so they can do dyno tuning. Like, I wish I could have done something like, I could do something like that on my Mac, but on the International, where I had Cat C15, right? So you bring the truck here, it was pretty expensive, it was like 800 bucks, but they keep the truck for whole day. They put it on the, you know, dynamometer, on the dyno machine, and they play with all these fuel settings, you know, and like I told him, I need maximum power at the lowest RPM, and the guy just plays, you know, with all the settings, and then they test it, and it was like a new truck, you know, after this procedure. And I think it was winter, I had nowhere to go, because, you know, I came in the vehicle, right, and they couldn't do it on the same day, so it was scheduled on the next day, so I came to this hotel here. Yeah, so breakfast, yeah, nice TV, nice bed. Oh, and I asked him, I said, what's your most expensive, like this one is a king's room, king's bed size room, right? I said, what's your most expensive room? I said, give me a discount, I'm a trucker, right? You have any truckers discount? And she says, well, here's the cheapest room. And it's still, of course, 2 times more expensive than what I'm usually used to, you know, what I'm usually pay. I said, okay, so what kind of bed is there? She says, king size. I said, what's your most expensive room? She says, $199. I said, how many beds does that one have? And she says, just one, king size. I said, wait a second. So then I'm getting a good deal, so I'm getting the same bed, but my price is cheaper, right? Okay, I'll take it. So so now basically I'm just killing time waiting for 5 p.m. when the restaurant opens. They have a nice food on the ground level, because, you know, when this stuff happens as well, I didn't buy water because I thought, you know, usually I buy those jugs because I knew I would be gone for the weekend from the truck, and then if you keep that water in the truck, it gets hot, and, you know, it's not good. It's in a plastic bottle, right? So in the morning I just went to the Starbucks and I, you know, got that big cup with water, and I thought, hey, that's all I need, right? And then I got some water from, they have a cooler machine inside that receiver's office there at the CAT. But that's it. I only had like 1 banana in the morning, nothing to eat. 4:43 now. Very little water, right? So you always have to be prepared when, you know, heavy haul especially, because you see this stuff, it's not like a couple of skids, right, that they can use a regular forklift. They have to make arrangements. So heavy haul especially, you have to have some stuff in your truck, you know, like especially water. But like I said, I was 100% positive that since I picked up this on Wednesday, Friday people should know I'm coming, and I left a message yesterday, right? Anyway, this is just a quick update, not so quick. Well, you know me, I like talking. Well, at least this way, you know, I don't look crazy, right? I talk to myself, people say, hey, this guy is crazy, but you talk to the camera, hey, that's okay, he's doing a movie. Yeah, and so, and Monday, I'm picking up a small excavator and going to Baltimore, Maryland. Stay tuned.